had not the best experience with Booker Prize books in the past. I read The Goldfinch. Let me even see if that is a Booker Prize. Pulitzer Prize. Okay, I'm mistaken. But I did read last year's Pulitzer Prize, like the 2024, which was Orbital by Samantha something, and I thought that was pretty good. But as you know, as I've talked about many times, is that my goal for this year is to branch out of my reading goal comforts. I read the same kind of books every time, and that's not a bad thing because I enjoy them and I like them, but my goal is to branch out. And is there a better way than to branch out than the Booker Prize? They have very poignant, very thought-provoking book. There's a lot of social commentary, there's a lot of personal narrative. I tend to read the same things. I go and reach for the same book every time. And that's not a bad thing. I enjoy those books. I know that I'm going to enjoy those books, and there's nothing wrong with reading the same kind of books every time. But since I finished university, my academic brain has felt like it's just kind of turned... That's my dog. What are you doing? You're just lying on my bed barking. My academic brain has kind of just turned to mush. And I don't want that to happen. It's not a very nice feeling. It's not very like fun. So I wanted to counteract that by reading some thought-provoking and some academic and some like really good books that will hopefully make my brain think. And what better way to do that than by the Booker Prize? I read the Booker Prize winner of last year, Orbital by Samantha Harvey, perhaps, and it was pretty good. It was a very short story, it wasn't very long, and it was okay. I do kind of get where they were going with that, but it wasn't my favorite, but I didn't vaguely enjoy it and I did read it. But I do think that I can't just judge, obviously, the Booker Prize off of one book that I maybe didn't enjoy super a lot. The Booker Prize has just released a quiz about the International Booker Prize, which is books that are being translated from a different language into English, because the Booker Prize is books in English originally, and then this one is the International Booker Prize is international books translated into English. And they've just released a quiz suggesting which book from the 2025 long list should I read first. And I think it's a very good way to maybe get myself a book from the Booker Prize long list that I'm actually going to enjoy. I've never, as far as I'm aware, really read any international, like, translated books. So this will probably be a very good way to push me out of my comfort zone, or it'll give me good suggestions for like the types of other books that I should be reading. So I'm gonna see if I can screen record my laptop. I have to leave for work in like probably like 10 minutes. Ah, that's fine. How the frick do I oh, I need to go into like QuickTime Play or whatever the hell that is. New screen recording. We've got there, guys. Quiz. Which book from the International Booker Prize 2025 long list should you read first? From Desire and Disability to a Tragedy in the English Channel to the 20th Century Queer Classic. That does sound fun. The long list features books from everywhere for everyone. But where should you start? Okay, take the quiz. Yes, ma'am. Okay. What do you look for in a work of translated fiction? Okay. I need a little preface here. I got this inspiration from Jack Edwards, who is a very prominent booktuber. Love him, love his videos. But me and him have probably got the furthest apart reading types, and he is a very big Booker Prize reader. I'm also not, this sounds really put downy and almost pick me bookish girl of me, but I'm not an intellectual book reader. I really have no knowledge in in like those kind of books. Like, they're not books that I would pick up for myself. So when it says, what do you look for in a work of translated fiction, I literally don't think I've ever read a work of translated fiction. So I think the answer to these questions is a lot of me vibes as opposed to knowing. But that's what we have. Everyone has to start somewhere, so that's fine. Okay, what do you look for in a work of translated fiction? A book with an urgent edge, topical, current, and thought-provoking. A book to help me escape the modern world. I always do quite like an escapist book. A book with sharp observations about the past. Probably a book to help me escape the modern world. Okay. Which of these films would you watch first? I'm not a film watcher, period. I'm a media minor. Like, I have a minor in media making. I do not watch films. Okay, we've got Love Lies Bleeding, Cloud Atlas, Waltz with Bashir, Run Lola Run. Editor Yolanda here. I just realised that I have actually watched Run Lola Run. So it basically makes me a film connoisseur. The Florida Project, The Substance, The Old Oak, Still Alice, The Father, Before Sunrise, and Woman Talking. The only movie I have heard from that entire list is The Substance, and I didn't really like it. So I'm gonna say The Substance, but that's not because I actually would watch it. Long books, or short stories, what are you looking for in terms of length? The bigger the better, something short and sweet. How about a happy medium? Actually, I'm all about a short story. How about a happy medium? I don't want something huge because that takes a lot of time. Okay, the most interesting stories are set in the big city, among close friends and family, in a small claustrophobic space, in a world beyond my imagination, in a life or death situation. Probably a world beyond my imagination, right? Like that's fantasy essentially? Okay, I'm gonna pick that. Okay, what genre do you gravitate towards? Okay. Something that's a spot of romance. No, never. A read that's going to make me laugh out loud. I do quite like a funny read. I love an emotional family drama. No. A tragedy that pulls at my heartstrings. No. Speculative fiction. Don't even know what that is my thing. Sci-fi. Something dystopian or mind-bending. Probably not. I prefer a sharp, biting satire. Probably a read, but they've used a picture here that has fantasy on it. And why would you put a picture that says fantasy on it if you're not even gonna let me pick fantasy? Think about things. Okay, a read that's gonna make me laugh out loud. Maybe? I think I should go back. I think I should go back. Can I go back? Yeah. I'm gonna say, fuck, is speculative fiction. Is spec. Essentially fantasy. Not quite, but I'm gonna do that one. Fantastic. Okay, do you want this book too? Me laugh, make me cry, blow my mind, teach you something new, make your heart soar, give you chills. Probably cry. I don't really like crying in books, but that's probably the book that I would actually enjoy the most. That's fine. Your ideal central characters are unreliable witnesses, familiar and easy to empathize with, losing their grip on reality, strong, independent women, a chorus of voices offering multiple perspectives, underdogs on the fringes of mainstream society. Underdogs on the fringes of mainstream society. Always, pretty much every time. Don't know why. When choosing a book, what draws you in? Social and political themes, complex characters, a juicy plot with unexpected twists. Yeah. Oh, I do actually, to be fair, I do like complex characters, but I also like a juicy plot. I'm gonna say oh crap, I don't know. I always say that I enjoy characters more than I like the story. I'm gonna say characters, because I always say that. Okay, which writing style do you gravitate towards? Straightforward and concise, richly poetic and descriptive. That's the one. Something unique and experimental, deeply introspective and philosophical. No, richly poetic and descriptive. Thank you. The last question is, do I judge a book by its cover? Yes, ma'am. Every time. I literally, that's the first thing I do. Obviously, your eyes feed first, or whatever the fuck the saying is. I will always, always, always judge a book by its cover. Absolutely. Sure. See my results. You should read Solenoid by Mercia. Oh god. Cartaresco, translated by Sean Cotter. Grounded in the reality of communist Romania, Solenoid grapples with frightening healthcare, the absurdities of the education system, and the struggles of family life, whilst investigating other universities and forking paths. In the surreal journey like no other, we visit a tuberculosis prevention, an anti-death protest movement, a society of dream investigators, and a minuscule world of dust mites living on a microscope slide. Combining fiction and history with autobiography, the book is partly based on Cartarescu's experience as a teacher. Solenoid searches for escape routes to the alternate dimensions of life and art as various monstrous realities erupt within the present. What the fuck? That sounds insane. Minuscule world of dust mites living in a microscope slide? Living on a microscope slide? What? Sometimes, to be fair, I think that the Booker Prize lists are just filled with the most what the fuck books ever. Like, what is that? Like, obviously it's a comment on today and everything around us, but like, at the same time, hello? I don't even really know how to respond to that. Solenoid. Okay. I'm gonna try and get it. This isn't a guarantee that I'm gonna read it, but I'm gonna try and find it and read it. This is 100%, definitely, absolutely not a book I would pick for myself. I kind of do trust Booker Prize. Maybe. But maybe I'll read it, like, in however many months, and I'll be like, no, that was not for me. But we shall see, we shall see. I'm gonna do the outro probably as I drive to work, because I have to get going now, because I'm a corporate baddie.
You better work.
I actually just work at a coffee shop on the weekends, but I have to go. Hey, driving to work. I don't usually work on a Saturday, but they texted me asking me if I could work from like 10 till 2, so I was like, yeah, okay, I can do 10 till 2. And this is the last Saturday I can even work because netball is starting next week. But that was a fun little insight into kind of maybe who I am and what books I should read according to the Booker Prize quiz. I did just like do a book haul on my Instagram the other day of books. There's this beautiful secondhand bookstore in my town that I've only just really managed to get into, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna actually get some secondhand books, and they're gorgeous. They are books that I am hoping to really enjoy, so they're next on my TBR. There's a few gothic in there, there's a few fantasy. I got like the whole trilogy of Lord of the Rings, so I'm very excited about that. And I also got some, like, I accidentally got like quite a few feminist books, so I'm really hoping that I'm going to enjoy those. Fun. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more of it, subscribe. I'm only just kind of settling into my schedule in my new town and my new jobs, plural, so I'm hoping to make more videos, like more consistently. If you want to see more of this more frequently, like in photo form, my Instagram is down there, all my socials, so feel free to like, subscribe, whatever, and I shall see you